The Hague, Madurodam, Netherlands. The Hague. The Hague, Dutch is Gravenhage or Den Haag, French La Haye, seat of government of the Netherlands. It is situated on a coastal plain, with the city center just inland from the North Sea. The Hague is the administrative capital of the country and the home of the court and government, though Amsterdam is the official capital. The city's name recalls the hunting lodge of the Counts of Holland, which was located in a woodland area called Hague or Hedge, whence Gravenhage, the Count's private enclosure. Count William Aya built a castle there in 1248, around which several buildings came to be clustered, and these became the principal residence of the Counts of Holland. These buildings now form the Binnenhof, inner courtyard, in the old quarter of the city. Among the great halls around this courtyard are the Rittersaal Knights Hall, c. 1280, and the Armistice or Truce Hall, designed by Daniel Merot in 1697. An artificial lake, the Haafhaver, just to the north of the Binnenhof, was dug about 1350 and still forms one of the many attractions of the city. A commercial district grew up around the Binnenhof in the 13th and 14th centuries, and it survives on shopping streets such as Vannestraat, Spoestraat, Gravenstraat, and Hoedstraat. In the 16th century, Holland became the chief center of Dutch resistance to Spanish Habsburg rule, and in 1559 William I, stadholder of the Netherlands, made The Hague his capital. About 1585 the States General, along with other bodies of the Dutch Republic's central government, established themselves in the Binnenhof. William's son, Prince Maurice of Orange, soon took up residence in The Hague, and at his initiative in 1616 a web of canals was constructed around the city that continued to define its borders to the mid-19th century. Around this time, imposing aristocratic mansions were constructed on the eastern side of the Binnenhof. To the southeast grew the Spuy, craftsman's district, and small inner harbors, and to the west the Prinsengracht, home to the wealthy middle class, which was connected to the horticultural area of the Westland by the Lustuins Canal. In the 17th century, when the Dutch Republic played a leading role in Europe, The Hague became a center of diplomatic negotiation. From 1795 to 1808, The Hague served as the capital of the French-controlled Republic of Holland, and with liberation from the French, the city alternated with Brussels as the meeting place of the States General of the enlarged Kingdom of the Netherlands from 1815 to 1830. After 1850, when the revenues from the Dutch East Indies started to pour in, the city prospered and many of the older canals were filled in to allow for development. As a result of the international conferences, Hague Convention, held there in 1899 and 1907, The Hague became a permanent center of international law. After a long sojourn in Amsterdam, the Dutch central government returned to The Hague in 1913. The city expanded rapidly in the early 20th century, with growth being characterized by broad avenues, parks, and public gardens. In the north, the Benoordenhout Quarter was built, and the fine residential park district of Marla was constructed near Wassenaar. In the southwest, the Zuiderpark districts were laid out, containing many blocks of residential flats. Along the dunes in the west, and near the Laan van Meerdervoort, and Lustuinsweg small villas were built, and middle-class housing was constructed in the Bomen, en Bloemenborg, and the Fruit Quarter. These new districts linked The Hague with the popular seaside resort of Scheveningen, Rijswijk, Voorburg, and other adjoining municipalities. There is little heavy industry in The Hague, which is basically a center of government and corporate administration. The States General Parliament meets in the Knights Hall, and government departments and foreign embassies occupy other buildings in the old quarter of the city. Most of the city's business firms are engaged in trade, banking, insurance, or other services. Several large oil companies also have their international headquarters in the city. The Hague is also a leading center for international conferences. The city's industries include printing and publishing, electronics, food processing, and the production of ceramics, furniture, glass, and various luxury consumer items. The Binnenhof is surrounded by buildings dating from the 15th to the 18th century. Among these historical landmarks are the Great Church of St. Jacob, Jacobskerk, 1399, which has a hexagonal tower and a richly decorated late Gothic core, as well as the largest carillon in the Netherlands. The Protestant Church, 1654. The Royal Palace on the Noordeinde, 16th century. The Royal Palace known as the House of the Wood, Wis ten Bosch, 1645–47. And the Old Renaissance-style Town Hall, 1564, which was subsequently enlarged several times. South of the Binnenhof is the Buitenhof, a center of the town's activities and the site of several hotels and restaurants. The original entrance to it was the Gevangenpoort, Prisoner's Gate, a tower and gate built about 1400. It is now a museum dedicated to the history of punishment and torture in the Netherlands. Just north of the Binnenhof lies the Hofever Court Pond, a rectangular artificial pond with a small island in the center. Madurodam. Madurodam is a famous miniature park located in the Hague, Netherlands. It is a popular tourist attraction that showcases scaled-down replicas of iconic Dutch landmarks, historical buildings, and various Dutch scenes in a picturesque outdoor setting. The park was named after George Madurodam, a Dutch law student who fought against the German occupation during World War II and lost his life in a concentration camp. His parents established Madurodam as a living memorial to honor his memory. Madurodam features intricate models of famous Dutch landmarks such as the Rijksmuseum, Anne Frank House, Royal Palace Amsterdam, windmills, canals, and other architectural marvels. The models are meticulously crafted and offer visitors an opportunity to explore and learn about the rich cultural heritage and history of the Netherlands. Visitors can interact with the exhibits by pressing buttons, which activate animations and various elements within the models. There are also interactive exhibits that provide insights into Dutch innovation, technology, and sustainable development. Besides the miniature models, Madurodam offers educational experiences for children and adults. The park focuses on teaching visitors about Dutch history, culture, and democracy through interactive displays, games, and multimedia presentations. Madurodam is not only a fun and entertaining destination, but also serves as a philanthropic institution. The park donates its proceeds to various charities and initiatives, supporting projects that benefit children in need. If you plan to visit Madurodam, keep in mind that it is located in The Hague, which is the administrative capital of the Netherlands and houses many other attractions, such as the Binnenhof Dutch Parliament, Mauritshuis Museum, Peace Palace, and Scheveningen Beach. The park is easily accessible by public transportation or car, and it typically takes a few hours to explore the entire site. Please note that my information is based on data available up until September 2021, so it's always a good idea to check for any updated information or changes in visiting hours before planning your trip to Madurodam. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.